Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Object 705A. It's a Tier 10 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the west spawn of Studzianki, and it's under the command of FiliPer1n0. Yes, he's back and he's sent us another replay. Fairly decent game. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, we're off. Well, 705A is a development of the 705. Which was distinguished by the fact that it actually had the same gun as the IS-7. This one, it's got a slightly different gun. It's the M51 gun, which is 152mm in caliber, and is capable of doing 650 alpha, which is the highest alpha for Soviet heavy tanks, and penetrates 256mm with standard shells, and with the heat rounds it'll go through 317. So it is a bit of a problem for Soviet heavy tanks. Of course, it's got the same 705 impenetrable heavy armour on the turret and spaced armour on the sides, so it's a real difficult tank to do damage to. But, well, that Wizzy-111 GFT managed to get around into him. Somewhere off there in the distance, he can't see that tank, but he fired an HE round at us. Okay, well, backing over onto this side to get better penetration. He has to be over this side simply because that Wizzy-111 113 will try to shoot him if he goes to the standard position. So we've got a mouse and an IS-7 across the way. Unfortunately, the 257 is a bit of in the way, really. Oh, we might be able to get a shot into the turret of that IS-7 after all. Oh my god, he just ammo-racked him. He fired a heat round into the upper plate and the IS-7 just went kaboom. So that's the end of that guy. And this guy hasn't learned to out-angle his turret, and consequently he takes a round for 585 low roll. Yeah, rather unfortunate for the IS-7, but he did allow his front plate to be spotted. Because it has got a pointy nose, it can be taken out. Next round is another low roll. You see, he's just not angling his turret. That's the weak spot there. He's aiming directly at it. It's the thin metal on that rounded part there. Easy to pen, and the mouse is down. Now, that was a great pity for the mouse driver, but his own fault because he just wasn't angling the turret. When you're not firing a mouse turret, if you're not going to shoot, you angle the turret in such a way that nobody can actually shoot at it and get a weak spot. Now he's decided instead to go into this middle part here to put around into the UDAs. Somebody tried to shoot him in the ass but failed. That was a batch at 25 TAP. The UDAs is still up there, but there's not a lot he can do because he is going to be punctured and killed with the next round. There you go. Yeah, I think he picked the wrong position to be in when FiliPer1n0 is on the enemy team. Okay, he's trying a long-range shot on an Object 430U, which is another rear-mounted turret. Only this time round, unfortunately, he doesn't get that one in. Trying to. The 430U can't hit him from this direction, but he can certainly hit that batch at 25 TAP if he goes. Yes, overwhelmed him. Took him out of the game, so a tier 9 tank down. He's up to 4,800 hit points so far. And they're still trying to hit him, or rather the Object 430U is still trying to hit him. Got the top of the turret of that STB, but he doesn't get that one in. I'm not sure if that shot actually went over the top of the STB. 705s are notoriously difficult to kill because they've got such heavy armour all around, especially on the turret. You don't aim for the turret on this tank, you aim for the weak lower plate, which is almost like Swiss cheese in many ways. Well, that's putting it simply. He's only got the turret of that Progetto, but that's enough. And he's got another kill. That's 5 kills now. Yeah, you just aim for the lower plate. That's what kills the 705A. All tanks have a weakness of some kind or other. And this time round the 432 is side on, and he takes the round, and well, he's now badly depleted of hit points. Now he's not going to go around the corner because he knows there's a Jaeger in the distance, but he also knows there's a Wizzy-111 113 somewhere around. So at the moment, he's sitting in this area thinking if he can get around through the front plate of that Jaeger. It's fairly well armoured, but he did get it in. 712 off that one. It's a high roll. And now he's taking rounds from a gorilla, and this could be more difficult because, of course, that guy might know that he can penetrate with his 15cm if he goes for the lower plate. Now, the 705A is another development of the Chelyabinsk Kirov plant. It was designed by their design bureau, but it never actually became a proper tank. Oh, he took that one. 812, a high roll. In fact, he's firing HE now, and the HE rounds on the 705A are capable, get the cursor to work, of 840. So that was actually a low roll, and he's out of the game. That's the problem with the gorilla. It is a very good gun, but there's no armor, and if you hit the thing, it's going to die. It's basically a panther with a very, very, very big gun, even bigger than the Scorpion. It's going to go through the side of that Jaeger. Oh, it shot over the top of him! His life flashed before his eyes. That guy needs to buy a lottery ticket straight away. The shell, the special on that one, the shell went right over top, and he's so angry with that one, I think, that he decided to fire one on the move, which is not exactly very accurate. Now, this tank is good at RAM damage. It is fairly good because it's so heavy, and before he can get the kill in, the Jaeger is down. Now, it looks like our friend, there he is. That's the one who hits us earlier. He did some damage again. He probably knows exactly where the weak spot is. Can we see where the hole was? No, it doesn't. We can't see the hole, but he probably went straight for the weak spot in the lower plate. And he's killed. We've got our top gun when we killed the gorilla. So now it's just a case of getting the last two, which is the T-30, and there's the GW Tiger. He's out the game. So who's next? Well, it's the T-30. And, well, shells are coming in from all different directions, and he got the spotting off that one. So the game is over. It is a victory, and FiliPer1n0 survived. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle results, and it was an ace tanker for FiliPer1n0 in the Object 705A. You managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. You managed to get 9. A spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage for others. You got a demolition expert because he blew that IS-7 to pieces. Now, the poor guy really didn't get any chance at having a game because it was the first shot that hit target on the IS-7, and that was it. End of his game. And he got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire prefect for doing more damage to hit points to his own vehicle, a shellproof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. But he also picked up some battle hero medals as well. He got the steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And he also got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he ended up with 7 after he took out the GW Tiger, but missed out on getting that Radley's because he left the T-30 to his teammates. In fact, actually, if he picked the right moment, he could have let the others put the shells in that would actually stripped most of his health down, and then fired one in just at the right moment to get that Radley Walters, but he didn't. I think it's because the shells were coming in so thick and fast, and well, he won the game by that point anyway. So who needs an extra medal? Well, most people do, but FiliPer1n0 doesn't. He just needs to prove that he can do it, and he got an ace tanker, so that's proof enough. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go. High damage was 9,382 hit points. That monstered the others. In fact, basically, you can see he carried the game. The next highest scorer on damage was the Striv 103B. 3,818 went to him. And then the Wizzy 113G FT, the only guy who actually penetrated him convincingly during that game, who got 2 shots into him, he got 3,335 hit points of damage. So Pretty good high work by these guys, but FiliPer1n0 is just a completely different standard to the others. And you can see this in the number of kills because he's the only one who's got more than 2 kills. 7 kills for FiliPer1n0, 2 kills for the Batchat's 25T AP, the tier 9 on his team. And also for the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. And their Jaegeru, he managed to get 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, oh, he's streets ahead again. Look at this. 1,599 base experience points. 880 went to the UDIS 16. 821 went to the Striv 103B. So incredibly well done. He's almost double the XP of the other players in that game. Just shows how far above them he is. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 18 rounds in that game, 15 direct hits and 14 penetrations. Damage of 9,382 hit points, of which 1,916 were at more than 300 meters. He received 14 hits from the enemy, 2 penetrated, 10 non-penetrations. Most of those were the rounds that were being fired at him from the Object 432, who was firing from the south end of the map. Just couldn't get through the armour. And the 705 is very, very strong armour. As I said, you have to aim for the weak spot, which of course is that lower plate. Of the hull armour on the 705A, it's 175 at the front, 100 at the rears, and 60 at the 100 on the sides and 60 on the rear. Although the 430U was firing, or 432 was firing at his rear some of the time, he kept on just hitting the wrong part of the tank. 2 hits received by way of splash damage, 4,190 hit points of damage blocked by armour, 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, and 2,528 hit points of spotting assist. So he was really acting as a spotter for some of the game. In fact, that Jaegeru, if he killed the Jaegeru and taken that guy out, then that would have been his Radleys. But he actually spotted for most of the damage that was being done to the Jaegeru by getting close to him. He was the other side of the railway line watching what was going on. But it would have been nice actually if he got that Jaegeru. 84,719 credits on a premium count, 63,540 from personal reserves, a total of 190,619 credits for a 7-minute game after repair and ammunition resupply and consumables. And yes, he did fire plenty of heat rounds in that game and got the results that paid for it. 62,902 credits altogether. He received 1,599 XP, times 5 for the first victory, and took away 11,995 experience points altogether. So a very good game there for FiliPer1n0 in the 705A. And it was interesting that IS-7 going boom, but I think the poor IS-7 player, well, he was thinking, well, why me? Why me? Well, because you're there, mate, because you're there. Excuse me. So, yeah, that was quite interesting. The 705A, difficult tank to take down. And if you do find an enemy team has got a 705A, maybe what you need to do is plaster it with lots of HE, mainly from the Arty, because that's about the only way you're going to actually be able to take that guy down efficiently. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.